Hey Instagram, it's Maha here, and I've decided to come on today after a conversation that I had with a beautiful young woman in the cafe where I get my chai here. And we were talking about going from fear to love states during the birth process. How can we move through our fear so we can open into a state of lovingness? And one of the things that I was talking to her about as the founder of EmbodyBirth and Belly Dance Birth for the last almost 30 years is that birth education, the focus of birth education is very much in the head. It's very much the intellect. And what is really important to provide is the thread into that sacred thread back to the body, back to the embodiment, back to the movement, back to being in our bodies for birth. When we're in our bodies for birth, we activate the wisdom or the language of birth that lives in our womb. And this is what is often lacking. It comes from an intellectual perspective. We talk about it, but we find it difficult to drop in to that wisdom through the channels of embodiment. And when I teach EmbodyBirth and Belly Dance Birth, I'm not just teaching you a movement. And I see a lot of these videos actually on Instagram, of a woman or a mother in labor, and the midwives or the obstetrician is around and they're kind of doing these movements and it's all very silly and funny. But the embodiment is the sacredness of the language of the wisdom of birth that lives inside of us. It's not for us to move or to do belly dancing for an outside audience. This is not what my work is about. It is about centering mother and baby. Your baby is your audience, not the doctor and the midwife and the obstetrician. You're not entertaining anybody. You are deeply moving through the portal of this rite of passage to connect to your baby. What is your baby telling you? What is your body asking of you through birth? And we practice this in pregnancy. We say in EmbodyBirth, the baby doesn't come out of your head. The baby comes through your pelvis, womb, and yoni, your vagina. Get down to earth. Let go of the intellect. When you are in the throes of labor, as your body or uterus is contracting, as the rhythms of birth contract, we need to, as mothers, open, expand, surrender, let go. What is the language of surrender? What is the language of expansion? It doesn't live in your mind. The language of expansion lives within the body with our baby. Why do you think over 9 months we grow a baby and our belly expands, our womb opens? What else is opening? My psychic awareness opens as my physical body opens. My awareness, my emotionality, my intuition, my instincts grow as my baby grows. These are the things we learn in EmbodyBirth. There is a reason to this rhythmic rite of passage, ceremonial initiation. We are meant to be embodied and tap into what is happening over those months as our baby grows. And so the embodiment aspect is really important to let go, as I said before, of the intellect and trust in your body with your baby. Your body knows how to give birth. Your body knows. We are all connected to this ancient thread. And many people will say to me, wow, you had a baby at home at 46. That's amazing. For me, it was just a very natural thing because I listened to my body. I listened to my baby. I knew that I knew what to do, because I had that sense of being in my body, being in the sensations, being in the truth of the revelations. What is being revealed to me as I walk through this pregnancy path? What is the revelation? What are the things that I am meant to be looking at within my body, within my mother line, my mother lineage? What are those gifts that are being given to me from my baby, from my partner and his family, from all of the lineages meeting, the paternal and the maternal, and the one I'm creating, the new chapter I create on this journey with this baby? And every baby brings a different gift, opens another chapter in the living book. We say in EmbodyBirth, the living book is within. Read her, connect to her, open her, yeah, dance into her. So when I see these videos, or when I'm, talking to women who are talking about movement in labor, it's not just a physical movement that we're talking about. We are tapping into the movement and creation of my life, the poetism of my life, the gift of my experience given to the world. And this is how we move from fear to love. We get out of the sense of being fearful, because I know that I'm on a trajectory of spiritual growth, of transformation through this birthing experience and mothering and parenting experience. This is what it gives us. And these are the gifts we give to the world. And when we get interfered with, when we birth in fear and we are gripping intention in our bodies, how can we discover the true sacred gifts that are meant for us with this soul that is incarnating through us, with us, that we are birthing to the world? So this sense of embodiment is a very, very deep, lived experience knowing. It's not just an intellectual idea, okay? So we're not virtue signaling that I'm, a midwife, or I'm an obstetrician, or I'm a doctor, and I'm dancing with the mother in labor. Aren't I wonderful? Aren't I fantastic? It's not about you. It's not about you. That to me is not a real support. That's an illusionary kind of support to put you at the center. The mother and the baby are at the center of the experience. Allow for those spaces to expand as her body needs to expand into the embodiment. That's what you're doing as a birth keeper. You're holding and honoring the space of expansion so a mother can step through that gateway into the revelations that she needs on this rite of passage with her baby. Okay, so we hold that ground. We honor and we revere and we respect the spaces that she needs to work and move through. And we are there, if need be, as a resource, as a support, when she requires that, coming from her expertise, from her sovereignty, from her autonomy. We don't interfere to look good. Yeah? So we are holding that space for the embodiment of birth, for her to be able to move through her fears. Yeah? Not to birth in fear, but to move through fear, as we say in EmbodyBirth. So these are the essential education ethics and codes that we teach in EmbodyBirth. So if you think this resonates with you, wise, conscious birth education, then I have released my EmbodyBirth online educator certification. It's a self-paced certification. It's in 3 parts. Part 1 is a 4 modules, 21 chapter birth preparation program. Part 2 is 15 hours of education training videos. And part 3 is a one-on-one Zoom with me. And I'm giving $200 off that. For anyone who gets in touch, I will give you the code to that. And you can become an EmbodyBirth teacher of this wise, conscious birth education that is about true embodiment, sacred revelation, not intellect. Yeah, we are, as I said at the beginning of this video, we are too much in our head. We are too much compartmentalizing birth. Birth is about the whole woman birthing her whole baby in her wholeness and in her holiness, as we say in EmbodyBirth. Okay, so I teach from my very, very ancient, strong Palestinian, Lebanese, Middle Eastern roots. This language of the feminine has been in my culture for a very, very long time, and I am imparting this. I am the only international Palestinian, Lebanese birth educator who's been educating on birth for almost 3 decades now. I am the author of the award-winning world first book on belly dance for pregnancy and birth, Dance of the Womb. Okay, so all of this is essential if you want to become an EmbodyBirth educator, to understand the lineage of this work, that this is old and ancient. It's not just came suddenly on, as an Instagram. And I'm not an influencer. I'm a disruptor. I'm an activist. I'm a mentor. I want to disrupt the way in which birth is being presented to women in this day and age. Everything is upside down. So we start with the premise that the mother and baby are the experts, they are at the center, and the baby doesn't come out of your head. The baby comes through your vagina. Get down to earth, get into the body, and when we move and embody within the body, the language of birth reveals itself. This is what we need as birth education. And I'm very, very proud of my nearly 3 decades of EmbodyBirth education. So I'd love you to come and join the training. As I said, it's self-paced and you can do it at your own pace. We suggest over 9 months, and then you'll get a Zoom with me for the part 3. So any questions, please get in touch, and I'd love to see you being part of this movement of truth for birth. And really, we need to bring it home to the hands and heart and spirit and womb of mother and baby. That's what's part of my lineage that I teach for birthing. So sending everybody lots and lots of love, and I look forward to hearing from you. And as we say in EmbodyBirth, Mama stay. Lots of love, everyone. Talk soon. Bye.